Hello, guys. We are here again, episode 12 of coding sessions of trading signals. Okay, um, in the last video, we were debugging the trading bot, the one receiving the signals, and we discovered that there was something missing at the code. We were not requesting the signals before evaluating some conditions for certain events. So we're going to go into that now. What we discover is that all the first three here, the first three eval conditions that we are executing are sending the signals because we are retrieving the signal, but for all the others are not. So when we went a little bit deeper into this, we realized that we were trying to eval conditions like too early and in a too generic way. What do I mean? If we check here the trading execution node, so it's like we are evaluating conditions, all the conditions inside this branch, which has essentially two problems. The first one is that we cannot retrieve the specific signals required for each of these nodes. And the second one is that maybe we are evaluating conditions more than once, and we have seen that before. So we will have to reframe this and reorganize this. And that means a reorganization on the code of the trading bot itself. But well, let's do it. Okay, so try to follow me here. We are inside of trading stages, okay? Trading stages. Then it comes trading execution and trading orders, okay? So in trading stages, probably there is a reason to eval conditions and formulas here. I don't really remember this code, so one way to find out is to follow the code by debugging. Um, okay, here's the point when it gets into run execution, trading execution. So probably this is called here because it's going to be needed inside here. What do we do at run execution? We make a lot of validations and then we go to check orders for each type of different orders. Okay? So for this order here, which is, yeah, remember here we can have algorithms, but the algorithms themselves are not reflected in modules here, because an algorithm is just a way to define how we are going to split the position size between the target size between a group of orders. Okay, so there is nothing to execute at the algorithm level. Okay, so again, we are running the eval conditions here. It would be optimum if we could run it before this, but in fact for this formula we are covered because when we evaluate the formula we are already retrieving the signals right there. Let me check that. Not in the eval condition, but evaluate formula. So every formula is covered because we are retrieving the signals needed for this formula right at this place. Okay? Because we know which is the parent node, and we know we can retrieve the signal. The problem with the condition was, why don't we do the same thing at the conditions when we evaluate conditions? The main difference is that maybe we can do it, but the main difference is that formulas, if this node have a formula, it have only one formula. But if this node is even, might have 10 conditions split it between many different situations. Okay, so that's why we are not doing in the case of the trigger on trigger off event. We are evaluating when we are analyzing the trigger on event node. Then we are evaluating all the conditions because we retrieve the signals for this guy, and then we evaluate the conditions and formulas. Okay, so it looks like we have to find where we have the create order event and cancel order event, and just retrieve the signal just there and evaluate the conditions for that event specifically only at that moment in time, and that should work. Um, the question is, can we keep the formulas being evaluated here, or should we? That's the question. We know the conditions cannot be here, but the formula might still be here. But there is nothing bad on executing this from here. Every formula is going to be evaluated, and every formula is going to get individually their own signals. So what it looks like is that this is not at the right place. And we will need to find where do we have these events being processed. So the name of the event is create order event. Okay. Create order event. Let's check that out. Create order event. Okay, this will appear in hundreds or thousands of JSON files, but we are going to avoid that like this. No, JSON. Okay, trading session functions, that is the UI stuff. Okay, so the node type is not really mentioned at the code, but I bet that a variable with a similar name would be mentioned. Okay, so here at trading orders, we do have this function. Check if we need to create the order. Yeah, we were here, in fact. So maybe here is the place where we need to evaluate this stuff for the create order. There should be a cancel order event. Cancel order event. Okay. check cancel order event. Okay. There is also a specific function. It can be outside of this or maybe even inside of this. So where are we? We're going to put this breakpoint there. The other one is here. So I want to see the definition. Trading engine stage, execution algorithm, execution node. Okay, hold on. Check order event. I want to find this guy. Check order event. Okay. Okay, the code inside is like very specific to iterating through the situations and conditions, inner conditions. So what we're going to do is here, when we do this await, we have it two places. We check the okay, one is for the create order and the other is for the cancel order. They are called order events because they are both the same way. Okay, so this doesn't look really that bad. I'm going to remove this from here and place it here, breakpoint. So before we are going to evaluate the condition specifically of the trading system order, create order event. Okay, we're talking of the trading system order refers to this node, and create order event is this node from here. So I'm going to send this, and it's going to evaluate all the conditions that are found in this inner structure. Like there. And the other point to do it is here. Cancel order event. Okay, what is this open execution? Eval condition. I'm sending a parameter that probably is not right. At trading stages, at trading stages when we were dealing with trigger on event that had the name or the type of the node, but let's check eval conditions. Starting node, descendant of node type. Okay, it's like a filter to avoid some part of the node of that branch of nodes that are not descending of a certain node type. In our case, that would be the node type would be well, the same node type that we are sending create order event in one case, and in this case cancel order event. Cancel order event, and in the first case create order event. Okay, so with these two eval conditions placed here, we will evaluate these conditions here and here. And because we are doing that, we can get the signals beforehand and send it at the evaluation point. That is what we are going to do now. So for the create order, we're going to get all the signals of this guy and send the signals in there. So just want to be sure that this is not going to be undefined or something like that. Well, if it is, we will get an empty array or I don't know what. Let me see what does this function called checks event. It check if it event is not undefined. So that means that the event might be undefined. But if I try to get signals of the node, this might be undefined, then it will get undefined in there, but it's okay. It's okay. So similar to this, I will go to the next one. That is this guy here. And I will get the signals here and send it into the condition evaluation here. Okay. So that means that by the time that we check, we do the check order, by the time we do the check order event, we will already have the signals if they exist. Okay, good. So what can we see here at this list? We have this cover, okay, but we have all these other situations that are still not covered. Okay, let me check where we are in terms of changes. I think I've forgotten to commit my latest changes from the previous episode. Yeah, I forgot it. So I'm going to commit this here so that we can verify what was changed. So up to here we have the discovery of missing code. Add conditions, evaluate. Okay, which one is the next? This guy. It's a similar situation. The one was running when status is open, but when it's closing, it's going to do a round of executions exactly in the same way, running the same method here, run execution. but probably something else is going to happen inside. But most likely we just need to remove this guy because the evaluation is going to be done at the same code inside. So we don't need this guy here. Okay, one less. Then we have this guy, the manage stage. And what is this? Close execution. Okay, we have this cover because it's exactly the same situation. Run when status is open, but we are at the close stage now. Because it's the same code that is running at the close stage, we can imagine this is going to work if we remove it. Also, if we remove it when it's closing, okay, there is another execution here. Check close stage event. Okay. Yeah. This is a function that is being called most likely at the open and close stages to evaluate if the event to close a stage, that is an event that is hanging around here, close stage event, if this needs to be executed or not. So here we will need the logic to grab the signals and pass it into into here. And there's one guy missing here that we will look into it after this one. Okay, so let's get this line. And before this guy executes, we'll get the signals and we will send it in here. And trading system stage. I don't know why this is evaluating the condition for all the stage, but it seems that it only take into account this guy. Okay, I can live with that. So from here, trading system stage, close stage event. Okay, close stage event. Okay, so we got this one. Next one is this one that appears to be happening at the manage stage. Run the manage stage. Okay, so which are the events that happens at the manage stage that we need to take care of? Uh, the events are this one: move to next phase and move next phase event. Okay, so this is evaluating everything right now, but in fact it doesn't need to do so. So we will try to find where the move or next phase event is. Next phase event. Well, check stop faces events. Well, it was not that far. And this code looks very similar to the one of the trigger on. Yeah. So check stop faces event. Who is calling this guy? Here. Exactly before we are doing the evaluation of all conditions. The problem that at this point it would evaluate all faces and everything. So we need to get into here and check stop face events. I'm trying to see what is going on here. Manage stage faces. So the face is okay. So there is one branch that is for check stop faces and then check take profit. Okay. So we are inside of the check stop. I don't really understand what is going on here. Um, okay. Mm, okay, now I understand. Now I understand. So what is going on is that at any point during the simulation, if we are at the manage stage, we are at a certain phase of the management, right? So what this function does is to grab the phase node of where we are based on the store value of which is the index of the current phase, right? So we get the phase node, and once it got the phase node, it asks it see if it has a next phase event, and then it's going to see if there is a situation and blah blah blah, and if it passed, then it will consider that the event is triggered and it continues. And here is the other event, the move to phase. Okay, so now I get it. So let's remember how we did with the trading system trigger on. That is also an event. So before iterating, well, this is not even perfect because this should be inside here because here is the trigger on. Okay, so there's no point to execute this if there is another trigger on. Okay, but I'm accumulating stuff to do. So it was more or less here. Okay. Text of faces. If it exists, here is where we need to add our checks. So let me remember if I already remove it from here. Yes, I remove it from there. So we will go to the trigger on, trigger off, and we will move these guys, these lines, inside of this if, because if there is no trigger on defined, then there's no need for the signals or to evaluate the conditions there. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, so the same, we are going to do it at the trigger off. This shouldn't be here, but inside here. And the same at the take position. If there is no take position, there's nothing to evaluate. Okay, so we'll move this, or not move, but copy, where we have a similar situation here, in which if there is a next phase event, we are going to grab the signals for this event, we are going to evaluate the conditions, and then we are going to run this code that it check the conditions that we evaluated. Okay, so uh, we need to send this the right parameter, that is next phase event, of course. And we can send, I guess, this, and right here next phase event. Okay, so that looks good to me. We will do a very similar stuff. Wait a second. Here we are asking if next phase event is not undefined. Okay, how do we know that this move to phase event is not undefined if we haven't checked that here? Ah, okay, it's a different situation because the next phase event is only one node. Here we are under we are with a possible array of nodes, so that array always exists. And this is the equivalent question. If move to phase event doesn't exist, then we are going to evaluate here. Okay, so the evaluation is going to to V of this node, get the signals of this particular node that is a node type of move to face event. Okay. Okay, so this is, we are inside check stop phases, and we're going to do the same for take profit phases. So this is going to happen here. Next phase event, next phase event, next phase event. Okay. And the last one is this guy, and the move to phases. If it's not undefined, then we will get the signals for the move to phase event, move to phase event, we pass the signals. Well, I can see we are good now, because now every eval condition is done with the signals, retrieving the signals. One problem that I can see is that maybe at this module we have this already defined. Okay, initialize and finalize, and then we use it, but probably it's not true here. In fact, it is not true. So we will need to do that. Ah, oh my god. Another thing that most likely is not happening is that we are not sending the signals from these events. So even if we have everything in place to receive them, if the sending bot is not sending the signals, they are not even going to exist. Okay, another thing to do. So first things first is to add these modules here. We will also need them initialized. And we'll also need them finalized. Okay. So here, up to here, we have completed the code and reorganized a little bit the code on where conditions are evaluated. We move them to a more precise place, and we added the call to get the signals, and we send the signals to the evaluation function. That is a good improvement regarding to what we were before, but now we will need we will need to check if there is, if we are sending the signals, which I think we are not, at each of these events. So for example, when there is a trigger on, where is that? Trading stages. But let me commit these changes. Conditions evaluated right place implemented. So at trading stages, we have the trigger on, right? We have the trigger on. So when we do trigger on, then we make broadcast of this. We broadcast this. Broadcast signal. Okay? So that is not happening at all the other events. Let me check where we are broadcasting signals. We are broadcasting at the simulation, the signal to synchronize the simulation. We are broadcasting at the trigger on and trigger off. And we are broadcasting at the trading system when we calculate the formula. Okay, here. But not even at the take position we are broadcasting that. So I cannot imagine how we got into the position the previous time. Let me check. If passed, okay, yes, there is a broadcast, but why is not there? Wait, hold on, something strange here. Trigger on, trigger off. Uh-huh. Because it doesn't have an await here. It's not waiting for this. Okay. So that means that there might be some other, but we just don't know. Let me search for this. There are more guys. Next, move and close stage. Okay, yeah, we were broadcasting this. We will standardize this since we were having problem several episodes back with lack of standardization on the handling of asynchronic functions. Okay, so these were the events that we were talking about. Next phase, move to phase, close stage. What about the open order event, for instance. I'm not talking about the manage, but these events open, create order event, and cancel order event. These are not broadcasted. I mean, there are no more broadcast signal anywhere. Trading simulation, trigger on, trigger off, take position, next phase, move close, and trading system at the formula. So where else are we using this? The function declaration, and that's it. So yeah, we are missing the broadcasting of the order creation and order cancellation. Okay, this should be close to this place where we were adding the retrieval of the signal. So try to open order. What about this check order event? Check order event. Okay, this is the equivalent of the other. Here is the past. Make the announcement. And here we need to broadcast this. We broadcast and we send the node of the event node. Okay, so it looks like we reach a point where we have certain confidence that the next test should work. Let me check this. There seems to be a few problems here. Oops. Where are we? Trading stages. Okay, so something that we did, we added some bracket incorrectly or something like this. Let's check it here. Trading stages. Mm, I don't see anything wrong. We didn't add or delete any brackets in here. Maybe my latest commit, trading stages. Mm. Here there is one bracket less. Could be that one. Let's check. Line 251 or 245. There used to be a bracket there and there is no here. 245. Well, I see the bracket. Here, there used to be a bracket. Oh, I didn't notice that I delete this. Okay. I have no idea how I delete this. No idea. But whatever. Okay. So essentially we are ready to debug again with all code implemented. Okay. So what we are going to do is, yeah, we are going to debug, but at the same time we are going to delete all the data of both trading bots, because we are going to run both again. We are going to run them directly at Node.js. So there is nothing running except for the network node. Let me double check. Here is the network node is running, no problem. And yeah, nothing is running. So what is going on here? Well, this got stuck there. I don't really know why. Oh, okay. Await is only valid in async functions, which is right. So we added a few awaits at places that are not really async functions. Okay. We did that. Because they were outgoing. It were this one here. It was one, but this is an asynchronic function. Here, and this is not an asynchronic function. Or it is. Because I see a wait here. Okay, this is what I added. Okay. Then await. Sorry. Async. We will need to await these two. Check tape profit phase even. Check stop phase even. Await. and this also need to be async because it has an await inside. Okay, now this is async, but this is not async. So we need to await this one. And the trading system was already there. Trading simulation, outgoing. Okay, the trading simulation was already there. Trading system. There were more. Broadcast signal, we have more. Trading stages. What happened with the ones at trading orders? It's not on that list. Okay, but this is inside an asynchronic function. Check order event. This covers the creation and cancellation of orders. Okay, probably now we are good to go. So we come here. Oh, this got stuck. My God. Okay, if you are watching this video to learn about superalgos, please fix this bug where if the task gets cancelled, this never recovers. And it would be great if I didn't have to reload the UI. That is exactly what I'm going to do now. Okay. Okay, so we're getting ready to test this again. We already deleted the trading data and the code looks good to me. It has some manipulation on how the trading bot worked before, but what we're going to do is run it and see if the chart is exactly the same. Then most likely everything is going to be working. We will expect the first bot to produce the chart we are used to, and the second to replicate the same chart. We will see. So we are going to run this one. This one too. So first task, second task is running. We'll run the first bot. There it goes. I expect it to be even more slower than before. Because there were some signals not being sent before. That means less signatures and things like this. We are not ready to run the two bots at the same time because still the synchronization is like not perfect. There is one problem that needs to be researched. That is when the second bot getting the signals doesn't have the signal for its current candle. Instead of retrying later, it just stops the session. Okay, that's a pending problem that once we solve that, both bots should be running at the same time, synchronized. Okay, because one will be following the synchronization signal at the simulation level. So for now, we'll give some advantage to the first bot and let it run. And after that, we will run the next one. So in the meantime, I'm going to commit the latest changes so that we can mm, you can have this clear for any other bug we discover. We can solve it in some commit. Okay, we are half the day. We're really very close to getting to the point to have the two bots synchronize. Maybe there are more bugs and more stuff, but I don't think that we are forgetting something by now. We already went through the trading bots code and check out all the events that are relevant for this. And we are sending the signals and receiving the signal at all events. So there might be some bug, but chances are that this time is going to work. And if it does, we are really going to be very close to have one bot fully synchronized with another. Um, Another pending task could be removing the need for the bot following signals to have candles at all, but that is not, I don't think it's going to be possible because we are getting synchronized by candles, so we assume that at least it needs the candles. That's interesting. Okay, this bot already emitted all the signals, so we will run this second one to follow the signal and see what it's going to do. Let me show it on the screen. Come on, do it. Okay, this is really going fast comparing to the other. Done. Okay, time to see what happened. Oh, this looks good because I believe this is the second one. Yes, look at this. We have the first bot here. Okay. So the first thing that happens is that this put all these signals, all these orders, limit orders, up to this point where it considers that the order was filled, and then it puts the other order, so it changes to the other stage. So if we remove from here the trigger stage, but we put the open stage and we put the manage stage and we put the close stage, okay, this is what we should see. And of course, after a whole day, at some point it happens again. Okay, so this is the situation there. We're going to remove this is so condensed. We don't need it like that. Okay, so the other chart is showing me that it follow the other bot, put in the same orders at the same place, and from here, so let me put the same layers: open stage, manage, and close stage. So it seems that there is no close stage, and it continue inside the manage stage. Okay. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, it didn't work 100%. There's something going on here. That would be for sure what will be figuring out and trying to fix at the next episode. So I think this was good for now. It was enough. We are much closer now. We are putting orders based on the signals that other bodies sending to us, and not one but many orders. And we are also canceling orders, because in order to put this order many times, you need to cancel it again and again and again. Where the problem could be? Well, the management of the stages, I don't really remember how that works. I know that there is an event to close the stage, but also the stage is closes automatically when orders are filled up to and reach a certain target. So my intuition tells me that for some reason here, this is not considering, or there is a difference between either the target size, or for some reason in this case it didn't trigger that condition, and it didn't happen that it produced automatically a change of stages. Okay, so because we are not using the order the event to close the stage, then we need that to happen automatically, and it didn't happen. So we're going to dive into that to see if there is a problem there and how we overcome it. Well, that's all for now for this episode. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you again in the next one, where we'll try to advance this and have the bots fully synchronized. Thank you.